So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm heading out and I thought it's important for us to talk about the truth of living here in Ethiopia. This is where I have been staying for the last few days in my hostel. You have already seen that video. And yeah, so let's break down some of the things you need to know when you come living here in Ethiopia. So actually my goal was not to come out of the hostel right now, but electricity has just disappeared. Now some time back there was someone who kept asking me if there is continuous electricity here, and for the time I have been here now for more than 2 months, I would say every day there has been electricity. Like twice is when there has been power cut off, and it only lasted for the 2 times, it only lasted for like 5 minutes and then the electricity is back. But today unfortunately it has taken longer, and so what really made me come out is because I was using the Wi-Fi from the hostel, but as you know, when electricity is gone you don't have Wi-Fi anymore. So I'm also headed to buy airtime so that I can have mobile data and be able to continue doing the work and communicating with people. And basically that's it about electricity. There's good electricity, it's just that today something has happened. I remember some time back when I was in Lalibela, I had been told of there would be a power cut off for the whole day because I don't know what was being maintained, but it ended up being like postponed. I charged my phone, my power bank, expecting there was going to be power cut, but there was no power cut. It only lasted for like another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then electricity was back. And my conveyor was the message. I was like, you told me there's not going to be electricity, but there was electricity. So before I look like I'm so weird because people are already looking at me, let me catch up with you in my next stop as we talk about water and security. So I just bought airtime for 50 birr. So 50 birr is relatively close to like $15, and this can serve me for a week if I can manage it well, because I can buy a package. There's a number you can dial and you can buy a package. Wow. And that tuk-tuk just decided to move. I think even this is better because I'm not overexposed anymore. But I was saying with this airtime, if I'm able to serve it well, I don't have many people to call and Wi-Fi might be back later, it can serve me for like a week. I just buy like packages for calls, SMS and data, like limited data for a whole week, and until they expire. So that's it about like airtime. Actually, one interesting thing that I came to learn here in Ethiopia, there is only one communication company, and that is the Ethio Telecom. So like you'll just buy one type of SIM card for all your services that you need for you to be able to make calls. So as you may have seen already on my previous videos, that Ethiopia is always hot. So the last thing you really want to do during the day is to find yourself outside, because the number of sunburns you're going to experience on your face is another thing. Like the sky is so blue, as you can see, no signs of any clouds. And for the time that I have lived here, I think it has only rained twice so far. So right now, because I don't want any more sunburns, I'm trying to heal my sunburns. I want to go to that hotel that you can see up there, and we can talk about everything in terms of accommodation, in terms of would I recommend anyone to consider coming to live here, what about the livelihood of the people who are living here, and all that just. So I hope you're interested. So let's see each other at that place. So anytime I am very feeling homesick and I want to cure my homesick, I come to fancy and international hotels to order some french fries, because it's not one of the fast foods you can find anywhere. So let's go outside because we have a good view and a beautiful breeze. Maybe I can show you that. So when you want a break from injera and you want some burger, some places like this. So I think now we can be more composed and talk about living here in Ethiopia as a whole, in less distraction of me walking, and we can dive deeper into the whole concept of lifestyle and what I think about anyone who's looking to move to Ethiopia and all that story to do with that. And before that, I ordered one of my new favorite drink here in Ethiopia is the malt drink. It's non-alcohol and it has coffee, so a combination of two good things that I love. and I didn't know that this route is going to have so many tuk-tuks. I just hope you can hear me clearly. So today they just decided to serve me in a wine glass. Anyway, so we were talking about living here in Ethiopia. Have I experienced? So let's agree that you're going to be giving a break for tuk-tuks. So have I experienced any challenges in terms of like water and all that? Can I tell you guys, when there was the celebrations things happening, anytime I would land in that area, the people who live there would experience a shortage of water. Like even like 3 days there is no water supply, because there would be overload of people, and that would lead to there being less water supply. But apart from that, like in hotels and other places, you find like this good supply of water. And how has life been here? It's been okay. The fact that they are very, very friendly people, and that has made my adjustments to life here become a bit easier. Another thing that may make life a little bit hard if you're not flexible is the fact that you can't communicate in one language. So you might find people look at me and they think I'm Amharic, but when they end up talking to me, they realize, oh, she can speak Amharic, and at that point some adjust, some seek help, and you're able to communicate. If you're looking to moving into Ethiopia, I have like a small hint for you. When you're thinking about where you're going to be living, instead of immediately hiring an apartment, and instead of also living in hotels, there are pensions, which are like houses that are already furnished. You can come and stay there for some time as you figure out if this is exactly what you want for your life. So also, let me also say that Ethiopia is a developing country, so you will not expect, don't come expecting luxury and everything looking well. And it is a very beautiful country, I would say, and in most places I have not visited like poverty areas, so most of the time I've just been on middle class and expensive and rich people's side, and therefore it is easy for anyone to adjust to the lifestyle. One weird thing that I'm really adjusting to, I don't know how you guys are going to take this one, but the fact that when you go to the washroom in every place here in Ethiopia, like you're not supposed to dump your tissue paper into the latrine, into the toilet, so you have like a bin on the side. Wow, now we know you have a super sport bike. Anyway, you have to put your toilet paper on a bin, which I think is not normal for us Kenyans. If, for example, you visit families, instead of them like giving you soft, they call it soft, instead of them giving you soft, they can opt to give you water, because also there's an option of the water concept in the washroom. So that has actually been something I'm yet to adapt to, but pretty interesting, and I thought I should put it there. So let's talk about security. In terms of security, I love the fact that Ethiopia is more secure than you might think. The news might have portrayed that there are fights and conflicts everywhere, but one thing that people have made clear to me is that the fight and the conflicts does not happen to people who are not Ethiopians. So like even if there's the attack, it majorly happens to people who, between the two nations that are maybe having a conflict or something like that. So I'm told as a tourist or as a foreigner here, I am one of the most safe people, even at times more than the Ethiopians themselves. But of course, there was a concept where we were having a discussion and we agreed on, I cannot risk my life being like, you know what, I can take myself to places where there is war because I am a tourist and they are going to separate me from that. So of course there is also the concept of making sure I remain safe. And when we're talking about such safety, that is now as a nation. What about day-to-day safety? I've had cases of many people whose their phones have been stolen. I was also told to take care of where I am going to start living. Like if, for example, I decide to get an apartment and furnish the place, there could be an incident of people realizing, oh, she's a new lady here, and they maybe steal things from my house, but that I'm yet to get to that part of living. So what I would say for now is when it comes to accommodation and where you stay, I make it my business to make sure I am home on time. And even if I'm not home, I have like contacts for people who look to who can take me home in like, and I'll be safe. Yeah. So that is one of the ways I have made sure I have improved on my security, by having contacts of people who can help me move from one place to another, which is actually easy to find out, to get. Changing the So I have no idea how this is seeing me, but I wanted to talk about food. I have adjusted to eating injera every other day, but today it's good we enjoy some fries. As I said, this helps me to calm down any homesick I may have, and I'm forever grateful that I can be able to find some burger, some fast food type of food. Yeah, but here in Ethiopia, you eat injera every single day, but I'm glad I like it. So let's also talk about the people, and also I will talk about COVID. So about the people, most of Ethiopians are maybe farmers. Here in Bahir Dar, majority of them are in the tourism industry, but of course there is also the effect of COVID, and therefore like business is down. Actually, the best time to visit Ethiopia, if you're looking into visiting Ethiopia, is during January. So if you visit Ethiopia in January, you're able to experience more activities, and you find like when all these celebrations are happening. Okay, thank God I came when it was like December, and just by coincidence I got to come to Ethiopia at the right time. But without apart from that, there has been like that effect of there being no tourism, and they were actually telling me there has been no business for a year. Like for example, where I live, where I stay, the owner was telling me of how there is always business. There are always tourists who are living there because it's actually pretty affordable. But right now, I am like the only tourist, yeah. So they have been affected in that area in terms of business. But recently, they did they are trying their best to market and to show the world what Ethiopia has to offer, so as one to improve on businesses and to better the country, and to even be open up for business with other countries. In that case, I wanted to mention this. If you really love giving and you can't bear seeing people who are not giving, Ethiopians really give a lot, and Ethiopians also borrow a lot. So like you'll find there might be a fundraising for churches, you might find other people who are now like kids or people like that. So just make sure you have some change, because you will meet a few of those. So this is something I'm not sure if I have mentioned in another video, but it's about taxes. I have just finished eating, and when you were given like a menu of something, or even when you're going to buy things, you have to confirm, does it include tax, or are you going to add an extra charge for tax, which is like 15%. Wait, 15 most of the time? Yeah, 15%. So always have that in mind. You might read in the menu the price was maybe 45 bir, and then you end up paying something like 55 bir, you know. Yeah, so now you know. So let's talk about COVID. Yes guys, I have read your comments on my YouTube videos. Put on your mask, be safe, there's no social distance. They refused there to be election for them to continue having celebration. Like it's okay for them to have celebrations that has many people all together and not necessarily have elections. My concept on that is Ethiopians believe there is no COVID, but I think we are at a place, I don't want to talk with such an ignorance. We are in a place where we should take care of ourselves, yeah. So I cannot say I have been one of the people who really takes care of herself in terms of putting on my mask. I'm sorry guys that I'm always looking for this freedom where I don't have to put on my mask, and I'm shy saying that because you guys might be in places where like the whole concept of COVID is very serious, and maybe someone has been affected and all that. But here, nobody wears mask. If you wear a mask, people continue overcharging you. People think you're a foreigner. People think you're even weird. Everyone is going to call you out about putting the mask. Tuk drink. That has been that is just how life is here. People do not put on their masks. People do not social distance, and they say also when you go to the juice, do you like the juice? Yeah. And I thank God I did not say anytime a tuk passes I am going to drink, because there are so many. But I think, guys, you have had an idea of how life is here, and an idea of how people live here. There are those who are there. There's both extreme. I have interacted with like poor people. I have also interacted with rich people, and this life is a perspective, I would say. Even beyond thinking about living in Ethiopia and living in Kenya and everything, there's also a perspective, and it's all about how you make life wherever you are dropped. So far that has been my experience. I hope it has answered some of your questions that you might have about living here. And if you think there's something I did not answer about living here in Ethiopia, please leave it in the comment section. I am going to reply to you. Okay, maybe transportation is, most of my means of transportation has been taxis, tuk-tuk, majorly. That has been my main form of transportation. Yeah, guys, I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, which is tomorrow. Bye for now.